Of course, yes, they didn't see much movement, but today we have seen a bit of movement in fairness. And overall, it does look like USD is pretty weak. And we are rejecting such a big level in higher time frames. We had a mini breakout last week, but it was never confident, never really cleared that level by much. I was always a bit skeptical, and now it looks like we're getting a very strong bearish engulfing candle for this week's candle. And as long as we don't do anything drastic in the next 12 hours, 13 hours before that candle does close, we're probably going to close bearish. And I would expect now the following week, so next week, to see a continuation of that. We might see a pullback first half of the week and the continuation of the rest. But I do think we can see probably another bearish candle next week as well if we do close something similar to how we're looking. But dropping down to the 4-hour chart, I have kind of got the breaker structure I've been looking for. Price has broken through this low here on the left. So now that price has done that, I am looking for a pullback and some more downside. So I'm looking for that first lower high and then a push down. Let's make sure we can see that. There we go. I'm looking for that first lower high, push down, and of course that will create that right shoulder of that left head and shoulder pattern. So you got the left over there, you got the head over there, and of course potentially your right shoulder forming. So the idea with USD is I'm expecting a lot more weakness, and now that we've got the breaker structure, I'm looking for a pullback and a continuation. So across the board for the USD pairs, I do think we can push higher. In terms of targets, I'm looking at push back to this high here at least, which we almost actually made. And I do have this area here, which I'm looking at as well. So 105,400 first area I'm targeting, and 104,500 basically the second area. But yeah, I want to see a pullback first because we've seen some nice breaker structures across the board. I don't think EURUSD's done the move, but I'm pretty sure Pound USD has. So yeah, EURUSD hasn't quite broken the highs yet. It's almost there, but still a little bit corrective. So it would be nice if Euro can actually go and break the highs, see a nice candle closure above them, and then we can look for the pullbacks. Basically, the inverse of what the DXY is doing, the opposite of what DXY is doing, but this is what I'd be interested on. Pound USD, which we'll get to, has kind of done it very, very well. But if Euro could break the high, then pull back, I think we could be onto a really nice trade. Again, it's a similar situation, trading at a massive swing low. As you can see, price is rejecting it. There's a possibility for a big push to the upside here as well. So if USD is going to be weak, we're going to push away from that 107,200 level. And of course, we're going to see Euro USD, Pound, Aussie dollar, all those pairs likely make some moves to the upside in relation to that. So I'm expecting Euro to push up. Again, the same corresponding areas. Lovely support here. Looking for price to go and retest that around 1.07. And this level here as well, around 1.07700, just below 1.08. It's kind of where I'm expecting Euro to push into. So this is the setup I'm after with Euro USD. A nice head and shoulder pattern, or inverse head and shoulder pattern, left head, right shoulder. This is where I would like to find the opportunities, and also lines up really well with that weekly level as well. If I add that into the market and drop back to the 4-hour chart, you can see a retest there would be a great place for an entry, stop loss below, and see if we can take it back to the highs and maybe further as well. Because if we are going to really reject this level, who knows how far we could really push. But that is the setup I'm interested in with euros. Not quite there yet. Of course, the setup for next week. As I said, Pound USD looks a lot better because I'm pretty sure we just about spiked through the highs. It would be nice if you saw a stronger candle closure. That was actually a pretty big pullback there. But Pound USD has made that move to the upside as well. And you can see a similar pattern forming. You got the left over here. You got the head over there. And of course, potentially right shoulder. Looking for a correction and the continuation to the upside. And then I'm looking at these areas here for some shorts around 1.285. So possibly some nice buys maybe for the next week, maybe the week after a little bit. And then we speak about some shorts, some sells later on. At the moment, this is still embedded in bullish territory. I wouldn't be looking to sell just yet, especially with that big move this morning, especially with USD looks like we might be seeing some weakness there too. So if you look for some longs, I think Pound USD does look good. 1.261 would be the area I would anticipate some upside from. So I would want to see price retrace, make that move down, look for some entries in that area. And if things look good, find some trades. And hopefully we can swing it back to the 1.285 level. And then from there, we can probably speak about some shorts for us to come right back down again, because there's still a lot of bearish momentum in the market. We're just coming to some areas where you do expect to see a bounce, not necessarily price completely reverse, although that could be the case, but we'll believe it when we see it. But for now, still looking at shorts around 1.285 as well. But that's kind of the setup I'm interested in with pound USD. And in terms of some of the other USD pairs, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, not really too interested in them. Aussie dollar, I did say I like the buys down here at 0.64. If price was to have another move back down to the low, would be interested in some buys. But of course, price is not quite doing that just yet. And if USD is going to be weak, then it's going to be pretty difficult for Aussie dollar to make that move down. To me, it looks like price is kind of just consolidating right now. So it's kind of just, waiting for a catalyst to get the ball rolling. Whether it is going to break to the upside or see that one more move down I'm looking for is yet to be known. And if it does make that move down, I will look for some opportunities. If not, I'm not really interested in Aussie because it's just above a critical level. So it wouldn't make sense for me to be looking for any swings from this area unless we do come back and test some key significant level of support around 0.64. So Aussie dollar, I want to see one more push down. And then hopefully we can speak about some buys soon afterwards. In terms of USD, this one I think is kind of left. This one's already seen some upside. It came back into a really nice swing low a few days ago, maybe at the start of the week. Nice bounce off that area, and since we've been looking pretty bullish since then. Unless you jumped into a trade when that happened, it'll be a little bit difficult to find some buys. At the moment, we're kind of stuck as we come back into the swing high here. I do think, again, for New Zealand dollar, the bigger move is to the upside as well. But in terms of finding a buy, this is not really where I want to be looking for my entries. Preferably, I want price to come back down, possibly put a double bottom in, and then I look for some more opportunities. Or if we have a big break of structure, could consider some pullbacks slightly higher up for some longs as well. That's going to take a lot of energy for us to see. And at the moment, don't really have that just yet. So out the USD pairs so far, I think pound USD buys look really good because that one's kind of had a strong move and looking for some pullbacks there as well. Dollar CAD, this one's slowly pushing down, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, slowly pushing down. The market's quite tight. It's still in bullish territory, so I wouldn't be looking to sell. But if dollar CAD is going to keep pushing down and price does break that structure, basically the swing low here at 1.392, that would make me pretty bearish on dollar CAD. I mean, I'm pretty bearish on USD anyway, but I can't be looking to short dollar CAD just yet as we approached this swing low. This is where we consolidated and a lot of bullish momentum came from. So not the best location to be selling into. But if we can break through that, invalidate that area, then the pullbacks afterwards look really good and could be seeing a lot of downside for dollar CAD because this market is still very stretched. If it is a big fake out on the weekly chart, price is just faking the highs here, grabbing liquidity and potentially getting ready for a big move down. And of course, there could be some really nice sells, soon after that. So the key thing I'm looking for is the break of structure there for dollar CAD, and then we can speak on the sells. In terms of gold and silver, not much has happened with these guys. Gold's slowly climbing higher. Not really interested in gold. I mean, if you're looking for some intraday shorts, this is not a bad area for it. As price came back into this area of supply, we consolidated here or saw a minor move up on the lower time frames. And of course, a really strong move to the downside from that area. So naturally, this could be a nice play for a short and for a push down. Just I'm not very bearish on dollar on gold. After that big move to the upside last week, breaking structure as well, doesn't give me confidence of looking for shorts. In fact, it invalidates my short idea altogether. If price was still respecting that high, then maybe, but not a big fan of the shorts longer term. In terms of the area we're coming into, it's nice, strong push down, a lot of momentum in that move, and now we're nicely correctively moving back to that area. So in terms of the impulse correction, it's pretty textbook, to be honest. That's kind of what conditions or characteristics you want to see in your impulse legs, and those are the type of characteristics you want to see in your pullback. So that's really nice and tidy, but I don't expect it to go too far. Because of that break of structure there. So it might be a nice trade back into some areas down here, lock in some gains, and maybe to the low here if all goes well. And of course, maybe we do swing back down to the low. We don't have a crystal ball, but I would be a bit careful since we did break the highs there last week. So that isn't such a positive sign that we're gonna really sell off. So I would watch out for areas around 2640, and of course definitely low there 2600 as well, as that does line up pretty nicely with some support on the left over here. So I'd watch out for that. But yeah, gold coming to a nice place for short, probably more intraday or intra-week opportunity. In terms of silver, this one again, still bullish on, but I don't really have a buy set up, which I'm willing to take yet. I'm still kind of waiting to see if we can get back above the swing high here, which will take some time, but I think that's still the better opportunity. And if we can get back above that level, there's a pretty good chance of coming back into the high there at 34.8. So if we can climb back above the high, look for some retest, that'll be a really nice opportunity to look for. And I think we'll go a lot further than that. So it's one which I'll be pretty aggressive with trading stops. Not in terms of aggressively trading, but in terms of giving myself a lot of space to work with because it could be a big winner. But at these prices, not really interested. I already had one attempt, didn't really see much momentum. Possibly we are going to, but this is the next best trade for me. So that's what I'll be waiting for. In these prices, not really too interested. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with USD.